I'm going to talk a little bit about how I chose my major. You think it's going to be the rest of your life, you're going to deal with this, you're going to have to, you decide what your major is and you go into that, and so you should choose the right major. And I thought about that, and somehow I thought business would be the right thing, and then I couldn't decide which area in business, something in business, and I made a really complicated, detailed decision. I just thought accounting's the hardest one, so it must be useful and they must pay you money for it if it's hard, so I went into accounting. And that was the depth of my decision making, which I'm not really proud of right now or anything, but that's how I decided. So I go into accounting. I do okay in accounting. I did better in other subjects, but I get through, and I get out and I go work in accounting, and I think, I don't know if I really should be an accountant. So I'm wondering, did I make the right decision? And I probably should have maybe done like a matrix or a cost-benefit analysis or something, but I didn't know how to do that because I was new in school, and I just made a decision. So I was wondering if that was good. But I've had some things that have made me think a lot about that since then, and a couple things, two things I'll tell you about. I'm not sure which one I'll say first, but one is looking at a lot of people and how they made the decision or what they went into, and the other one is Elder Bednar, when he was then President Bednar, would speak to some of our classes, do question and answer, and he did it enough that I almost knew the questions the students were going to ask and the answers he was going to give, but it was still very, very touching to me. And one of the questions I heard a couple times and the answers he gave a couple times is, how do you choose what you should go into? And it was really interesting to me because he said for him, he felt very strongly that you just need to kind of make a move in some direction so that you're moving so the Lord could nudge you in the right direction. And he gave a number of examples about how he did some of those things, and he chose some things he didn't. He prayed, he tried, but he didn't have strong answers about it, but he felt like this is what he should do. He went this direction, and then the Lord nudged him this direction. And then the Lord would nudge him this direction. And how in the long run, some of the decisions he made led him to be involved with Walmart, which led him to be involved in church meetings where they said there's a number of returned missionaries in Mexico and other places that great people, but they need jobs, and they're having a hard time supporting themselves, so they can't even, it's hard to be active when you can't even support yourself. And he made some recommendations and had some contacts with Walmart, and that was one of the examples. He gave a lot of examples how I just chose to go someplace, tried to pray, tried to do the best I could, but I didn't have strong answers, went this way, the Lord nudged me over here, nudged me over here. And that coupled with the fact that I've watched a lot of people come speak on campus. I've been on internship expeditions a few times. One time I was up in Seattle. We met with a number of people at T-Mobile in Seattle, and there were a lot of people who were members of the church who came to speak to our interns, and I was interested to see that everybody who spoke told what their degree was, and then they told what they did, and I didn't see any correlation. And I thought that was kind of odd that they got a degree in history and now they're the marketing manager for this company, or they got a degree in finance and now they do HR, and I thought, wow, that's odd. And I started to realize that I just needed to get in motion, and the Lord could nudge me to where I need to go. And I wasn't a very good accountant. I don't know that I'm very good at a lot of things, but I know I wasn't a great accountant. But I learned some great things in accounting, and I got some great experience, and that led me to a number of other things. And I don't know that I'm a great teacher, but I sure like teaching, and I like working with the people I work with. And the things I do, I can see that what I do here on campus and what I think I help the students with all comes from, I chose this major, and then I chose to go get my MBA, then I chose to start my own business and be involved with a startup business. And those things that I do seem to help quite a bit in what I do now. Maybe that's why I do what I do now, or maybe that's what the Lord wanted me to do. And I would just strongly suggest make it a matter of prayer, think about it, and then move ahead so that the Lord can nudge you and where to go. And don't be too concerned about it, because maybe you aren't setting something to last for eternity. You'll probably bounce around some. You'll probably make other decisions. You should make it a little wiser than I made it. Probably, that's a hard one. That maybe is a good major, so I'll do that one. And I don't know if that was a very good way to do it, but I do feel very good about how the Lord's prepared me to be able to help the students here, and I just hope that I can go with that and continue to move ahead and learn and follow inspiration so I can help them in the future.